Kyle Richards calls Mauricio Umansky for help in funny video. Even though Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards has separated from her estranged husband, Mauricio Umansky, they still have a friendly relationship. The former couple's daughter, Sophia Umansky, uploaded a brief TikTok video that showed her mother panicking after seeing a snake in the home they were renting in Indio, California for the Stagecoach Festival. In the clip, uploaded on April 30, Richards called her estranged husband and urged him to get rid of the snake, which she believed was a rattlesnake. "Make yourself useful," exclaimed Richards. In another TikTok video, Sophia Umansky showed that Richards ended up calling an animal control service. The animal control officer picked up the animal and informed Richards that it was harmless as it was a gopher snake. Several fans took to the post's comments section to share they enjoyed the video. "I wish I was a part of this family. Kyle is an icon," wrote a commenter. "I love Kyle and her family," added another. "You guys need a reality TV show close," shared a different person. Richards and Umansky, who wed in 1996, announced they had separated during the summer of 2023. While recording a February 2025 episode of the Bravo's Hot Mic podcast, Richards said she and Umansky still have a good dynamic. She said, however, that she and Umansky have continued to struggle with their communication regarding their separation, which is probably what got us here in the first place. "Not communicating enough," said Richards during the interview. In addition, she said that starring on Housewives did not negatively affect their marriage. She said, however, that the money and attention that does come with fame and all that does affect a marriage. Richards noted that she and Umansky did not have much money when they first got married. During a December 2024 interview on Bravo's Hot Mic podcast, Umansky said that Housewives did not cause issues in his marriage to Richards. He said, however, that he did not believe that is the case for every couple who appears in the Bravo series. "My perspective is what ends up happening is that couples, when they watch each other and end up reflecting, and they actually see what their real relationship is like, they believe and they go to bed with a perception of their own relationship that is different. Once they watch it, they are confronted, and then they reflect. And they see it from a different point of view," said Umansky on the podcast episode. The sun was setting over Beverly Hills, casting a golden glow on the gleaming countertops in Kyle Richards' palatial kitchen. She stood there, phone in one hand, a spatula in the other, with a look of complete and utter defeat. "Alexa," she barked at her countertop device, "how do I turn off the smoke alarm?" A robotic voice calmly responded, "You cannot turn off the smoke alarm with voice commands. Please exit the premises and contact emergency services if necessary." Kyle rolled her eyes so hard, they nearly stuck. "So dramatic," she muttered. Her attempt at making casual gluten-free chicken enchiladas had gone sideways about 10 minutes earlier when she realized she'd confused the oven broiler with the self-cleaning mode. Now the kitchen smelled like burnt tortilla and pride, and every alarm in the house was blaring like the sirens of the apocalypse. This wasn't just a dinner fail. This was Bravo-worthy chaos. She opened her phone's camera and hit record. "Hey guys," she said with a laugh, waving the spatula like a white flag. "Just a quiet night in trying to channel my inner chef, but I think I've summoned the fire gods instead." The camera panned to the smoke curling out of the oven, then to the screeching alarm overhead. "So, naturally, I'm calling him." Cut to Kyle dialing Mauricio's number. Yes, that Mauricio, her ex, her once partner in crime/real estate, the father of her daughters, the man who still had the password to her security system. The call connected. "Kyle?" came Mauricio's voice, deep and amused. "Everything okay? You only call when the girls need money or when you've broken something valuable." Kyle cackled, leaning against the marble island. "Well, it's not the girls this time, and technically I didn't break anything. But my kitchen might be possessed, and the smoke alarm is plotting against me." "You cooking again?" "Yes. That explains everything." She could hear his smile. Despite the awkward tabloid headlines and the divorce speculation still lingering like stubborn confetti from last season's reunion, there was something comforting about hearing his voice, especially when her Range Rover fob was mysteriously missing again, and she suspected Portia had hidden it for TikTok content. "Can you come over?" Kyle asked, mock desperately. "Not to fix the food. That ship has sunk. I just need someone to silence the alarms before the neighbors think I've opened a pop-up haunted house. Mauricio sighed like a man who had survived many of Kyle's creative projects before. All right, be there in 10. Do I need to bring sage or a fire extinguisher? Bring both, she said cheerfully, ending the call. 15 minutes later, Mauricio pulled up in his Tesla, barefoot in flip-flops and gym shorts, carrying a Trader Joe's bag filled with who knew what. Kyle met him at the front door with a sheepish grin and a swirl of smoky air greeting him like a ghostly welcome mat. Wow, he said, stepping inside. Smells like Top Chef meets Paranormal Activity. Don't judge me, Kyle said, slapping his arm. This is why I usually order Postmates. Mauricio went to work like a seasoned professional, climbing a stepladder, disarming the alarms, opening windows and spraying something citrusy into the air. Kyle followed him around with her phone, narrating the whole thing for her Instagram story. And here we have Mauricio, the ex-husband/firefighter/sage wizard, saving me once again, she said, giggling. You do realize I was in the middle of a massage when you called, right? She stopped. Wait, like professional massage or new girlfriend in a silk robe massage? Mauricio gave her a pointed look. You're filming, I plead the fifth. Kyle turned to the camera and whispered, he's not denying the robe. They both burst into laughter. After the smoke cleared, literally, they settled on the patio, each with a glass of Kyle's favorite non-alcoholic wine. The moon was rising, casting a silvery glow over their conversation. So, Mauricio said, eyeing her over the rim of his glass, is this your way of luring me back? Smoke signals and chicken enchiladas? Kyle snorted, you wish. This was a cry for help, not a romantic gesture. Yet here I am. She gave him a sideways glance. You always did show up when it mattered. A pause. Soft, comfortable silence stretched between them like an old pro blanket. Worn, familiar, not quite as warm as it used to be, but still full of history. You ever think, Kyle said slowly, about how weird it is that we can still laugh like this? All the time, he replied. We're a sitcom waiting to be picked up. We already were a reality show. True. But in this version, the ex-husband saves the day and the kitchen doesn't explode. She smiled, leaning back in her chair. Thanks for coming. I know things have been weird. Mauricio nodded. They have. But weird is what we do best. They clinked glasses, two battle-tested veterans of love, family, and the ever-blinking red light of Bravo cameras. The next morning, the video Kyle posted went viral. At KylerChurds18. Just a chill night with my ex saving me from certain enchilada doom. Reminder. I may not be a chef, but I am a survivor. Hashtag kitchen nightmares, hashtag Mauricio to the rescue, hashtag Real Housewives of Hilarious. Thousands of comments flooded in. At Bravoholic. This is the best rom-com episode we didn't know we needed. At Real Turquinla. Mauricio still showing up equals peak husband material, even divorced. At Fan Hausilla. Plot twist. They're totally getting back together. I see the sparks, Kyle. I see them. Kyle smiled as she read the replies, sipping her morning latte. She wasn't sure what the future held, new seasons, new cast drama, new dinner disasters, but she did know one thing. Sometimes, the funniest moments in life are the ones where nothing goes to plan, your kitchen tries to kill you, and the person who shows up isn't the one you're currently dating, but the one who still knows where the fire extinguisher is.